When was the last time a professional took a look at your PC? Has it ever happened?
No. In this week's computer maintenance you can do at home.
That's right. Thor Schrock is here this morning, the owner of Schrock Innovation.
Has
Hi,
it
Thor.
ever happened? If no one has ever looked at your computer,
Right.
you definitely need to have somebody look at
Well,
your
it depends.
computer.
How long?
This is-
How long do you have to own your computer before you should take it in?
Well, it sounds like it's a ripoff of your dentist because no one likes to hear this, but every 6 months, honestly, is how
Really?
often you should have your computer maintenance.
I bet we've had ours for 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Never had
Never
it.
had it.
You know, the
You
funny
just hit the defrag button.
You know what we
I
should
don't
do?
even- no, I
Mary,
don't do that.
Don't even do that.
next week,
Yeah.
you bring your computer in,
Okay.
and we will open it on live TV.
Oh, no, that would be humiliating. I know what you're doing.
Well, no, and I'm just saying. I mean, that's what we see
To
every
prove
day
a
in the
point.
service. There's nothing to be
Right.
embarrassed about. In fact, we say some of the dirtiest computers actually come out of hospitals.
Wow.
It's the one place they don't clean.
No kidding. So what kind of maintenance are you talking about here? What
Okay.
kind of maintenance should you do on your computer?
There are different kinds of maintenance. There's the maintenance you can do at home yourself, and there is quite a bit you can do at home yourself. Then there's the stuff that you probably shouldn't do at home yourself. So starting off with the stuff you can do. Everybody says, well, I'm going to defrag my hard drive because that solves every computer problem. Not really. I'm going to run a check disk, and I'm going to do a disk cleanup, all these utilities that are built into Windows. And those are definitely okay to do. There are a few free utilities that you can also download that kind of take it to the next level, and they do it in a way that's user-friendly. You're not going to blow up your computer doing this. You know, we get computers in, and they have the UniBlue registry cleaner and the XYZ.com speed up my PC registry cleaner, and they have so many registry cleaners going trying to speed up their computer. What the people don't realize is every one of those things that you run slows down the computer.
Yeah, it takes space.
Yeah, and so there's a
memory.
really great free one, and it only runs when you want it to run. Then when you're done running it, you close it, so it's not using up your system resources all the time, but it's called C Cleaner. It's the letter C and the word cleaner, no spaces. And you can get this free online. Just do a Google search for download C Cleaner. The C stands for a 4-letter word that I won't use on TV, but you get the idea that it cleans the junk out of your computer.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Oh, seriously, I mean, you guys never do. I
I'm
mean,
confused.
So, I don't-
do we need like a little
Okay.
crossword puzzle here?
No.
It starts
Right,
with
no,
C.
no.
Yeah.
How important is it, though, to defragment your computer?
With Windows Vista, it is incredibly important. Windows XP, you wanted to do it once in a while, but you only maybe once a month, once every 6 months is what we recommended for XP. With Windows Vista, if you have a laptop or even Windows 7 that you close at night and it's never on overnight, because it's automatically, Microsoft sets them up to defrag overnight at Wednesday nights at like 1 a.m. Well, if you turn your computer off at night like a lot of people do, or if you shut the lid of that laptop, put it to sleep or hibernate it, it's never going to be on in the middle of the night on Wednesday. And so you could have gone years, Mary, without it. If you have a Windows, if you 4-year-old computer, you probably have a Windows Vista computer at home. You can probably improve the performance of your computer by 20% by doing a defrag. Go home and do it. You'll be amazed.
All right.
Do the
I don't
defrag.
really,
Hey,
I don't
this
really know
brings
where
up-
to do that.
It brings up a great question. Should you ever shut your computer off?
Yeah, a lot of people ask us this, and it's really a preference thing. Back in the olden days, where we had push buttons, like physical, you
Like-
push the button, and there was a little rod inside that went all the way back and pushed a physical button to turn the computer on. In those days, you did want to turn them off. It wasn't any harder on them. It saved a lot of energy because they used a lot of power. Well, now we have these little push buttons that are just sensors, and you push the button, and it sends a little electronic signal to the computer. Well, doing some logic here, if you're going to send an electronic signal to your computer to tell it to turn on, guess what? Your computer's on all the time anyway. The computer power supply
Yeah.
always has
But
power.
What
Doesn't
about the
do you
monitor?
any good to turn it off.
Like turn the monitor off so that it doesn't fry?
I
or
set
does
my
that make a
monitors
difference?
to black themselves after 30 minutes. Now, most people now have the LCD monitors. They use so little energy. The old APC backups that you used to buy for
Yeah.
your big computers,
Yeah.
one of those that would last 20 minutes with a big monitor and everything will last like 2 hours now with an LCD, because the monitor was your big draw of power. Not so much anymore. But set it to black after 30 minutes. That way, I leave mine on all the time, because when I sit down at my computer, I like to bump the mouse and be ready to go.
Yeah, not
Exactly.
sit there for 10 minutes and get
So I
everything
leave mine
started.
on all the time. It gets all of its updates automatically from Microsoft that way. It does its own defrags automatically that way. It takes care of a lot of the self-maintenance that your computer may be missing out on.
And I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but those screensavers, does
We're
it
getting
save
off
your
topic.
screen?
Yeah.
If you have a custom screensaver, with family pictures and stuff, back in the olden days, if you ever remember when you were in school, back in the old days.
Wow.
And they hang one of those
Right.
big CRT televisions on the wall, or you see them sometimes like at the ballparks and stuff. They have the big CRT televisions or the older plasma ones.
Yeah.
And if they had an image that stayed on the screen, like the news tickers that go, if you
Yeah, it
watch
burns.
the
It
news
burns
website,
in.
it'll burn in on the bottom. And so what a lot of broadcasters like KMTV have had to do over time is that little logo for the KMTV logo, they've had to move it a little bit left and right, up and down, or have it flip. You'll notice that now the time and temperature rolls on the bottom. That's to prevent burn-in. Modern monitors do not burn in. So your newer LCD monitors have no burn-in at all. You don't need a screensaver. If you want one because they're pretty, great, but keep in mind your monitor will black after about 30 minutes if you have the power settings set.
Yeah,
So
I feel like you're a little bit of a Peter Fink here because we got a viewer question for
Peter
you.
Fink?
Well, he always takes
Is
on
that
our
before
viewer
my time?
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
stop it. So
He
we
is
had a
before
viewer,
my time. He's on right before me.
got-
Come on.
We had a viewer write in with a question, and I'm hoping you're okay to take it here.
Ooh, a blind question.
He says, my computer has a tendency to lock up. I have to shut down and restart to continue using it. And then he goes on to explain what it is, what it has, what it's running. And then he says, is this a software or hardware problem? Can I fix the problem, or do I need to bring it in for service? Thanks.
Okay, this goes directly to the fact of why you need maintenance every 6 months. That's not Schrock Innovation saying you need maintenance every 6 months. That's PC World Magazine. That's a widely accepted industry magazine saying you need this every 6 months. The reason your computer can lock up, if it locks up to the point where you're using the computer and it just freezes and the mouse won't move on the screen anymore, and if you hit the little num lock or the caps lock key on your keyboard, the lights on your keyboard don't go on and off, that means the computer has literally frozen. It's locked up. That can happen a lot of times because of heat. And what happens, you know, it was kind of funny, we were talking about radiators and heat in the last segment. Well, your computer has a radiator in it too. There's a little fan and a little radiator underneath it, and it sucks the air through that, and your computer's brain gets really hot. And it puts that heat up in that radiator, and the fan sucks it out. Well, if you've ever cleaned your dryer filter after a load or two of towels or something, you realize that lint, all this stuff we have in the air, lint, dust, if you have pets, if you have a smoker in the house especially, it pulls all that air up through the fan, and eventually you get a little lint blanket in there. And some of the fans that I would bet. That's why I said we could open your computer up.
Yeah.
Now we could take a feather duster and go around it if you're really sensitive.
Right, I think we should open it up.
Bring in the tower?
The big thing is with that fan underneath that fan, there's a little heat sink, and normally after 6 months you're about 40 to 60% blocked.
No
So you're losing about
Wow.
anywhere from 40 to 60% of the airflow that cools your computer. Well, modern computers will slow themselves down to keep heat under control. So eventually it will slow down to the point where it locks up.
Just locks.
Well, yours might be running a lot slower because, I mean, if we did a maintenance checkup, you would probably get about a 20% performance boost. If you upgraded to Windows 7, you would see another 20% performance boost.
Yeah, so you really need to think of this like changing your oil. You got to get on a regular schedule, bring your computer in every so often.
And we make it easy. We send reminders. Once you come in for one at Schrock and you're on our email list, we'll send you a reminder saying, hey, and we even give you a discount coupon. I mean, we give you every reason to come in and do it.
We're running out of time. Secure Updater, is it still on special?
Yep, we're going to extend that, actually. We had you okay?
Yeah, my necklace is hitting my microphone. Sorry.
So all of a sudden she frowned and looked down like, it's okay, it's still on sale for another week.
Okay.
So we're going to extend it for 1 week because we've had a lot of people calling in and asking about it. A lot of Blend viewers, wanted to know, well, how do I get it? We'll even install it for you for free. It's half off. It's 25 bucks. So
well, and if you need it, save the money and do it through Schrock Innovations. Yes. 3 locations. There is a service center in Omaha at Village Point. There is also a location in Papillion, and the original is in Lincoln. Online at SchrockInnovations.com, also on Facebook, another place to save money.
You are all over.
So
the theme today on today's show is heat is bad.
I know.
Heat's bad on the car, heat's bad on the computers.
Heat was bad to you apparently over the weekend.
You
got some sun.
I know. He was so tan. Thank you, Thor.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. The scoop on this year's Cornhusker State Games is still ahead.
Plus gadgets for the guys this Father's Day. We'll get to that up next.